tastes good. And the other goat turns to him and says, yeah, but it's not as good as the book. It's never as good as the book for people who've read the book. I didn't read the book. It worked for me. A little bit.
Well, okay, next at the movies, Terry Garr has a new boyfriend, and her 2 young sons are convinced that this guy is trouble.
I can't believe it.
What's that?
What? You. When did you get so big and good looking?
Firstborn, and it tells the story of a divorced mother whose husband remarries, and so she goes on the rebound and starts dating a young guy who talks a real good story, but doesn't seem to have very much to back it up with. When the movie opens, Terry Garr, who plays the mother, lives with her 2 young sons, one a teenager, one in grade school. They have a quiet life in the suburbs. It's pretty clear that she still loves her ex-husband, but when he remarries, she brings home this guy who sits around the house all day, drinking beer and watching TV and talking about his big plans. Here's a scene where the new boyfriend takes Garr and her sons out to dinner.
We should do it. We should really do it, Wendy. I mean it.
I told you I'm game if you're really serious.
What, open a restaurant?
I'm dead serious.
Well, doesn't it take a lot of money to open a restaurant?
No, not if you open up a sushi bar. All you need is some raw fish and a knife.
Let's do it. How do we do it? How do we get a loan?
It's tricky getting a loan for a restaurant, but there's other ways we can put it together. I know we can.
Like what?
Well, we could turn over some real estate. Hell, I know some property we could turn over. It's only a little house over in Bloomfield, but it's on this beautiful piece of land.
When did you see it?
It just went on the market last week. It's perfect. We fixed it up. I could do most of the work myself. I bet we could get in for $10,000 down. We'd turn it over in 5 or 6 months. We'd probably triple our money.
And that's all we have to do?
Bang! That's the down payment on the restaurant.
It sounds like we could really do it.
We could.
Well, what if you can't sell the place?
Well, I could sell it, Jake. That's no problem.
They've been trying to sell the house next door to us for over a year.
Oh, well, not that house.
That just means the market's soft, Jake, and now's the time to get in. Makes sense?
What if it stays soft?
Jake, why are you so negative?
What's with you, Jake? Why is everything such a bummer with you, huh?
Well, kids are cynical today, you know. It's hip.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Oh, it's not? You tell us what's hip, Jake.
Nothing's hip.
Oh, nothing's hip? You mean nothing matters anymore?
I didn't say that.
Oh, what'd you say then? You mean nothingness is hip? What'd you say?
Hip isn't hip anymore.
That's Peter Weller as the new boyfriend. Later in the film, open warfare breaks out within the family.
He lost his temper, that's all. He feels terrible.
He feels terrible?
Yeah, Sam has feelings just like anybody else, and he shows them. Believe me, no one feels worse than he does.
What about you?
What about me? Look, we lost that property the other day. Fell through. Things just haven't been easy. He's really trying. He is trying, which is more than I can say for you. See, we're trying to do this restaurant thing together. I know it's something we can do. It's something I can do. It's for all of us. I want this just as much as he does.
I don't believe any of this.
Well, you better believe it, Jake. Look, let yourself get to know him.
I know him. He's a deadbeat, he's a loser, and he's a bullshit.
No, he isn't.
Mom, why can't you see? Are you blind?
That's Christopher Collett as the oldest teenager there. It's good performance. It turns out that Peter Weller, who plays the boyfriend, is a small-time drug dealer in addition to everything else, and before long, Terry Garr is sniffing cocaine and letting the whole family go to hell. And about up to that point in the movie, Firstborn is a very good film. It had me involved. It's an absorbing story of an ordinary family that gets into trouble. But then the film has to go and spoil everything with a really disappointing ending, because instead of facing and resolving the problems raised by the script, the movie takes the easy way out and gives us a routine ending that's based on a chase scene and a big fight scene. Boy, that's just what we needed. We haven't seen one of those in about 10 minutes.
Real exciting.
Chase scenes may solve the problems of movie directors, but they have nothing to do with real life. And I personally felt very cheated at the way this movie got me interested and threw everything away on a formula cliche ending.
Which is your theme this week, because you didn't like the formula action ending in Thief of Hearts.
Yeah, but this was a better movie to begin with and a worse ending to end with.
It is a more interesting film, a little more real at the very beginning. Then it gets real cornball to the point. I think this qualifies for your old line, the idiot plot, where all you have to do is have one bright person stand up and say the most obvious thing and the whole movie disappears. And I'm thinking of the kids when they see the dope under the floorboards, and then later, when this mysterious guy, a drug dealer, comes into their house, they don't tell anyone? If a drug dealer comes in your house, wouldn't you tell anyone?
I think you're being unfair to the movie there, because in a way, the kids aren't going to call the cops on the drug dealer because they're protecting their mother. Their mother loves this guy. They don't want to hurt their mother. And also, the dealer has said, Hey, listen, if I go down, your mother's going to...
That's later in the movie. I watched this. Later, that happens later in the movie. They may be trying to protect the mom, but they hate this guy so much from day one that they should want to dump him out as quick as
911, right? Just dial 911.
Exactly.
Turn him into
Save the whole
drug
movie.
hotline, right.
Neither one of us liked the picture.
Right.
That much we agree. So much for Firstborn. Let's recap our reactions to the other movies on this show. We were both disappointed by Paul McCartney's Give My Regards to Broad Street. Too many music videos, not enough Paul. And 2 more thumbs down for Thief of Hearts, a phony exercise about an unhappily married woman's fantasies. And I liked a little bit Diane Keaton as the little drummer girl. Roger preferred the book. And finally, 2 more thumbs down for Firstborn, an idiot plot of a movie about a very, very naive family. Those little boys are dumb, I'm sorry.
So, but of the 4 movies, even I would agree that the one to see is The Little Drummer Girl.
Okay.
Can't recommend you see it, but I would recommend you see it before you see the other 3.
And read the book while you're in the theater, right?
Excellent idea. That's it for this week. Next week at the movies, we take a long look at one of the top comic actors around on a special edition of At the Movies called The Secret of Bill Murray. We're going to look at scenes from his early films, from his big hit Ghostbusters, and from Murray's serious new film, The Razor's Edge. And until then, we'll see you at the movies.
Pan American, whether it's business or pleasure or a little bit of both, across the country and around the world, Pan Am, you can't beat the experience. Raisinets, plump, juicy raisins covered with delicious milk chocolate. Enjoy America's favorite movie time candy at home or at the movies, Goobers and Snowcaps too. Uniden Corporation of America, manufacturer of Extendaphone, meeting today's communication needs with a full line of corded and cordless telephones. Uniden. Bright gives you a brilliant shine without buildup, so bring your no-wax floor out of the dark and turn on a bright shine.
Tonight at 8, see this season's most sensational...